There is no doubt that the origins of the Avatar as presented in The Legend of Korra is a controversial topic among Avatar fans. It takes a Star Wars approach to the concept of yin and yang. The darkness must fall, light must win out. A bit odd to appropriate the symbolism in a philosophy where the extremes either cancel each other out or are complementary. But even looking beyond this, we see some defenders for the concept asking a simple question. What origin would you write for the Avatar? And honestly, this is a valid question. Me personally, I would have kept the Nickelodeon website description of the Avatar being a spirit of the world constantly incarnating. I feel like that's all we really needed to know about the Avatar, just a powerful incarnating spirit. I have encountered people who do support the beginnings part 1 and 2 depiction of the Avatar's origins, saying that Wan and Rava fusing adds the human element, and by having a spirit constantly reincarnating, that actually removes the human element and completely destroys the humanity of the Avatar. To that I say, what on earth are you talking about? This sentiment is weird because of how it approaches humanity in and of itself. The Avatar is, for all intents and purposes, the god of the setting. Even the Chinese subtitles for the show refer to the Avatar as divine power descending, or divine descent, if you prefer a more poetic translation. The concept of a divine being incarnating isn't anything new. It's apparently one of the biggest cornerstones of one of the biggest religions of the world, Christianity. What do you think Jesus was? In the Creed, it says that he is God from God, light from light, and is professed to be was made into a man, incarnating in the Virgin Mary's womb. Even taking the more Eastern perspective really doesn't lend credence to the argument that being a spirit merely dehumanizes the Avatar. In Buddhism, based off your karma, you can reincarnate into any realm, assuming that you do not end up getting to nirvana. You can be a human again when you die. You can become a godly being called a deva. You can be a semi-godly being called an asura. You can be an animal. You could be a ravenous spirit, aptly called a hungry ghost. Or you could be trapped in Buddhist hell. Within 100 lifetimes, you could literally ping-pong this in so many permutations that it's not even funny. But putting aside the real-world religious basis for all this, I have to say one thing about the idea that the Avatar is somehow dehumanized by merely being the spirit of the world, constantly incarnating into a different human being every single lifetime. So, it's a valid question, mainly because I don't think we're ever seen at any point saying that the Avatar's feelings, emotions, and experiences aren't simply valid. When Aang was annoyed at something, his annoyance was treated as genuine by the narrative. When he is saddened, he is depicted as genuinely sad and not faking it. When he is enraged, his anger is real and his anger is dangerous. The narrative treats all this not as some kind of facsimiles of a god who is trying to understand the human, but an actual person. So all this talk about how the Avatar being a spirit somehow dehumanizes the Avatar simply doesn't work. The supposed dehumanization of the Avatar is so unimportant to the narrative of Avatar The Last Airbender and its various series, such as Chronicles of the Avatar and Legend of Korra, that at best this dehumanization is nominal, existing only on paper. At worst, it is unsupported by anything. It's just an assertion. The original series, at its core, is a Western fairy tale about a messianic figure preventing humanity from being condemned to a fiery fate. But it has a lot of Eastern trappings in it. This is why I like to say it's an American production, mainly because it is combining both East and West into its own unique fairy tale. So forgive me for not exactly seeing the problem of a spirit becoming a human somehow dehumanizing the Avatar, when a major part of the Western mythos is about God becoming human, or a major part of the Eastern mythos is about being reborn into a bunch of realms of varying degrees of humanity. That's it for this rant. Please consider liking, subscribing, tipping the channel on Ko-fi. This is Cyril signing off.